All right, so recently I've just been super pissed off about trading. So what I had to do, right, after Friday, I had to, over the weekend, I kind of went over my trades, went back tested to try to see what I was doing wrong, and I realized what I was doing wrong. So here we have a chart, right, from Friday. So my strategy is very simple, right? I look for a sweep of the low, I look for a gap to get inverse, and I take a long on the 1 minute chart to the next high point. Typically a 1-to-1 ratio. And so you see this chart right here, right? These lines that I have marked out are 15-minute sweeps that I was looking for. So also, just to backtrack a little bit, what I realized I was doing wrong in my trading also, when I would be waiting for a setup, I would be sitting there on my phone, TikTok, waiting for the setup to come, and then you start to itch to take a trade. You're not focused in the first place. You're on your phone, then you're itching to take a trade. And what I ended up doing was taking a trade that wasn't even according to my strategy. I didn't even realize that this 15-minute was swept. I took a long right here. Looking back now, it was the most dumbest trade ever. Like, why would I take a long knowing that this has already been swept? Like, you know, so not even my strategy. I lost money. Then I waited, and here the strategy pops up. I ended up taking a long right here at the close of this candle, 1 minute candle, for a target on these highs right here, because you see this 15-minute got swept. Took a long 1-to-1 ratio, stop below. Now I made back this loss right here and a little bit, but it just pisses you off because I would have made so much more money if I would have just avoided this right here. So what I realized during my back testing over the weekend was what I'm pretty much doing in my trading is there are days where my strategy doesn't even work out. There are no, not necessarily work out, but there's no trades to take, right? The strategy just doesn't happen. You get no setups. And so what I ended up doing during those days was I still took a trade. I was looking for something that wasn't even freaking there. Going back now, my back testing, I'm like, okay, there's no setup here. There's no setup here. There's no setup here. All right, there's a setup here. Boom, you take a winning trade. Oh, there's a setup here. Boom, you take a winning trade. But that's not what I was doing. I was taking the trades, the days where there was no setup, I was taking losing trades. So I had losing trade, losing trade, losing trade. And then when I did finally take my setup, I was just making back money from the stupid setup, the stupid trades that I was taking that shouldn't have even taken. So here's my solution, and here's what I'm going to do going from here on out. I'm going to have my accounts, right? My Apex accounts, or take profit, whatever accounts I decide, to only use this setup, right? And be patient and only take this setup. And anytime I do have an itch to trade, right? If there's like days where I don't have a setup, I don't have a setup. Those days where I'm just itching to trade, but there's no setup, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have separate accounts with a little bit different strategy, like a scalping strategy, right? Just a 1-to-1 risk to reward, quick scalping strategy, a sweep of the lows. Just simply that I can, if I have an itch to trade, take those trades on those accounts and have separate accounts for specifically these trades. And so that's what I'm going to be going from here on out. And I mean, I think it's going to work. It's going to also prevent me from taking stupid trades. Because I think that's a lot of us go through the same thing is we feel like we have to be trading every single day. Like most people don't have the patience to sit there 1, 2, 3 days with no trades, right? Because you see a lot of influencers, especially on YouTube, most of them are taking trades every single day, if not every single hour, if not every single. So it's like, I think you have to have your accounts for a specific setup, have your other accounts for a different setup, right? That maybe happens a little more often. But I think that's important just to prevent yourself just from being in this like weird, like not even having a strategy, right? Taking trades just to take trades. And that's not the goal of trading, right? So That being said, I do trade live every single day, obviously Monday through Friday. Around 9:30 I go live, so if you want to stop by, if you even have some advice for me, hey, I'm open to advice. I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I'm not taking any advice. Stop by. Monday through Friday around 9:30 I go live. So that being said, peace out. I'll catch you on the next one.